The Arctic Circle Trail, 160 kilometers of self-supported trekking across the Arctic Tundra between Kangerlussuaq and Sisimiut. Located around 50 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle, the trail is considered one of the most isolated in the world. Join us as we attempt to complete this trail in 7 days at the start of August 2023.
Welcome to Copenhagen. What time is it? 7 o'clock?
About 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock and we're just about to get on our flight to Greenland and start the Arctic Circle Trail. Good morning. It's Monday. We're going to start the Arctic Circle Trail. We're just organising all of our kit. They say that you have trouble finding fuel. Clearly not. This is all free. There's another, I don't know, say 30 plus cans in this shed here, all half used, so yeah, that's not a problem. We got gas for the entire trip.
People leave them behind, don't they?
Yeah, because you can't fly with them.
Including cakes that are about a year out of date.
Oh yeah, the poison Dan cake. Yeah, someone took one of those, clearly not reading the date on it. So yeah, get some food cooked up, and we'll probably head to the airport to charge some stuff and then head off for the day. And we're off. It's at 11:15 in the morning. We've just spent an hour or so in the airport just charging up our things, getting everything ready, and yeah, heading off to Sisimiut. That's the harbour down there, so we're veering off, heading on to the Arctic Circle Trail, finally getting off that horrible diesel fumey road. This is lunch stop of day one. They're about 7.5 miles or so. And there's a view down over the port. Just carrying up this track towards Kellyville. The rain has started. Now I don't know what Adam's doing. Hiding in a pipe, something. So we're currently walking along the first bit of the Arctic Circle Road that's currently in progress, and it's the culverts are blocked up, the roads have been failing. There's quite a few sections that have gone in like this. So that over there is the Hudesso hut, the informal one. It's like a caravan, I think, with a few, like an awning on the outside. We're not going to stay there. We're going to push on for another hour or so and then camp by one of the lakes.
We finished day one in the rain beside the lake of Limnaso, having walked 22.7 kilometres, most of which was on paved road or good hard-packed tracks. We were feeling confident about the trail ahead, but little did we know things were about to get a whole lot wetter.
Good morning. It's just come up to 8 o'clock. It hasn't really stopped raining since we pitched last night. Reduced down to a bit of a drizzle first thing. So we're taking the opportunity to get the tents packed up and get going, I guess. So as we discovered last night, this lake here, which is Limnaso, I think, and then the other lake we passed, Hudeso, are both brackish. So even if you filter the water, it still tastes like seawater.
Gives you a bit of a sore throat.
Yeah, so we all woke up this morning thinking, oh God, we're ill.
Spoiler alert, we were actually all ill.
But no, we've all just got sore throats because of the salt water. Alright, so on the move. We've been out for, say, an hour or so. Been a bit marshy, so I think it's just a sign of things to come. And we've just passed a guy called Tim. He was out on the ice cap with us, not yesterday, the day before. So I suspect we'll be leapfrogging him for the rest of the day. And rather thankfully, the rain has actually stopped. The first time since about 3 o'clock yesterday. So we've just been climbing up this hill and this is the path.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Taking my shoes off at this point.
So just down there is Kangerlussuaq hut. Finally we made it. It took a lot longer to get here than we thought it was going to. It's gone 2 o'clock. We thought we'd be here by about 12, but it's just the terrain has been so slow. So we were just chilling at the Kangerlussuaq hut, just having a bit of lunch. Just as we were about to set off, we're all packed up to walk down the lake. What turns up? One of these. Hey! It's brilliant. We've got a life jacket and we've got paddles and there's no holes in it that I can see.
Not yet.
Not yet. So we've got an afternoon of canoeing ahead of us. And you can't even see, but Kangerlussuaq hut is right back there. So we're heading along to the canoe centre at the far end of this lake. So it should be about 10 or 11 miles of canoeing. So here we are again, riding in Adam's tent because it's the only one with a decent sized porch. Cooking up some food. Been quite a long day. It's, I don't know what is it now, like 7? Yeah, it's quarter to 8 and we've only just started cooking. So we decided to pull up on the side of the lake with a canoe and we're going to finish it off tomorrow. So we've still got some big days to do. We're all just getting very cold and yeah, we weren't going to make it to the canoe centre, so we decided to call it a day.
There was a particularly cold wind at our camp spot on day 2. On top of this, my quote, sore throat turned into a proper illness overnight, which resulted in me not getting much sleep. I started day 3 feeling really rough, with Adam and Tom yet to have their symptoms peak.
Right, we're on the move. Just heading down to the canoe to load things up. And then we'll push on for the second half of the lake today. So we're just approaching the canoe centre at the final, well, at the end of the big lake. I don't know how long we've been out, probably 2.5 hours or so of canoeing this morning. So this is the canoe centre. It's desolate because it's middle of the morning, but there's loads of space in here. Wouldn't mind actually spending the night here, but wrong time of the day. So I'm just going to warm up in here a little bit.
and then we'll press on to the next hut. I think. Go on, give us a song.
I can't play. Just practice.
So we've just had our lunch stop for the day, and then we're heading on down this valley. I can't remember the names of any of these places, but it's surprisingly not very boggy.
As we followed the valley away from the canoe centre, the scenery began to get more and more spectacular. The sun also finally made an appearance for the first time on the trail.
So we've just come along that path you can see going off into the distance, and this climb must have been about 45%. It just goes straight up the cliff face. We're finally up on top of this plateau now, which is good.
We finished day 3 shortly after completing the big climb onto the mountain plateau, having canoed 8.7 kilometers and hiked a further 18. We made camp by a small but sheltered lake with a lovely view over Kangerlussuaq.
Adam's tent is broken.
Wow. Pole's a bit dodgy, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we've got a cracked pole, so we bodged it with the repair kit and a load of duct tape. So fingers crossed that holds the night and the rest of the trip, really. Right, day 4, Mosquito Haven.
We continued through the mosquito plagues along the rather undulated plateau to the Ikatok hut. Tom was still suffering from the illness, whilst I was starting to feel a bit better. After leaving the Ikatok hut, the climbs and descents became a lot sharper. We pressed on until we reached the top of the descent that would take us down into the Itamek River Valley.
So we're now just working our way around the side of the main river valley. Oh, I can't remember the Greenlandic name, unfortunately. The official Arctic Circle trail goes over there somewhere. What we've been instructed to do by a guy we met at Kangerlussuaq is to follow the valley around on this side and head for the bridge crossing, which is further downstream, because apparently the main ford has been washed out. So that's what we're doing. But it just means we've got this sort of open moorland trek. Good thing it's not foggy, otherwise it's make it quite difficult. So we just bumped into what appeared to be father and son walking the trail the opposite way to us. They had a quick chat with them. They confirmed that the bridge is still intact, which is good news. It was touch and go whether it was still going to be here a couple of days ago. He also told us that the forecast is due to be 3 more days of sun. So we made it across the fabled river crossing. As you can probably see in the footage, the right bank abutment was on its last legs, but it held out, which is good. So we're just pushing on an extra mile and a bit up the trail, and then there's a hut, and we're going to aim for that one tonight.
We finished day 4 a few hundred metres north of the Kangerlussuaq hut, next to a small stream, having walked 20.4 kilometres. The Itanek Valley crossing was particularly tough, so we opted for a shorter day.
So these are the guests that have been keeping Adam company all night. Look at them all. Okay, we've just finished the big climb up the side of this really nice big valley. So we're about 5 miles into day 5. So far the trail's been really good. Sort of this sort of hard packed surface, well, much harder packed than the bogs that we've been going through for the past few days, so it's making it a lot easier. But then we do have a few sort of technical sections, you know, climbing around boulders and over a few boggy patches. Whoop, almost fell over then. But otherwise it's been pretty good. So heading around this lake, and then we go back into the valley over there, I believe. Yay.
A short while later, we found ourselves on the ATV track, which runs parallel to the main trail. We alternated between the two, depending on the ground firmness, for most of the afternoon, until we reached the two Kangerlussuaq huts. A strong wind persisted throughout the day, keeping the insects at bay.
So we're outside the Kangerlussuaq hut. I probably absolutely butchered the pronunciation of that. But it's on top of this moraine at the end of this valley. It's absolutely incredible. So this is the Kangerlussuaq 2 hut. It's much nicer than the other huts, I tell you. It's probably the best hut on the trail, I'd say. Yeah, so far anyway. Probably the best view.
Shortly after leaving the hut, we crossed this slightly swollen river before continuing alongside the lake for another hour and a half. We climbed up out of the valley and made camp in the shadow of the Kangerlussuaq mountain, having walked 26.5 kilometers.
So we're on day 6 now, and we've just ticked off the first 2 miles or so of the day. We are slowly working our way down this valley for pretty much the entire day. Past Kangerlussuaq hut, I think that's how you pronounce it. We're going to go straight past that one and head on down to the second hut, which is, yeah, the last one on the trail. So we're about 10k in to day 6, and these aren't mosquitoes that are buzzing around my head. I don't know what they are. They're some sort of biting fly. They're incredibly annoying, and they've been following us all morning. So we've been working our way down this really quite nice valley, following along the top of a medial moraine most of the way. Hopefully just around this corner ahead is Kangerlussuaq hut. So I'll have a quick break there, then we'll push on to the head of the fjord. So we're in Kangerlussuaq hut, hiding from these flies. We've had a bit of fun just spraying DEET over the windows and just poisoning them all. So there's just loads of twitching corpses. Yeah.
You could put that in your YouTube video.
Yes, I'm putting that in the video.
Oh, okay.
I don't care anymore whether people say I'm horrible.
Oh.
Okay. I just need to stress that black flies are considerably more irritating than mosquitoes. Their bites are much stronger and they swarm in much greater numbers.
So if you ever wondered what it's like to go trekking in Greenland, yeah. Hope you like insects.
We finished day 6 beside a lake just east of the head of the Kangerlussuaq fjord, having walked 25.7 kilometers. Even though the next hut was in sight, due to it being late in the day, it was likely going to be occupied, hence our choice to stop beside the lake. The black fly continued to swarm, making the evening swim rather unpleasant.
Good morning. Final day, and the flies are still here, unfortunately. So we're just getting some porridge / muesli cooked up, and then we'll head on for the final push into Sisimiut. Right, day 7, final day. We've just done the climb up to the side of the fjord, which you can see over there, it's the sea. You've got one of the huts just over there, and then the final hut on the trail is just up ahead here. So we've got the biggest climb on the trail coming up, where we go over sort of like a mountain of some sort, and then we drop down into a valley that heads all the way down into Sisimiut.
We gradually climbed away from the fjord, eventually reaching the plateau between two mountains, where there was a small outhouse. The trail worked its way along the plateau until we arrived at the head of the valley leading down to Sisimiut.
So this is the final valley that takes us all the way down into Sisimiut.
The final valley was particularly spectacular. There was an abundance of wildflowers and birds, making it feel more like the French Alps than the Arctic. We continued down this valley, occasionally catching glimpses of the airport and later of Sisimiut itself, until we have finally arrived on a hard-packed bulldozer track that would take us all the way into the city.
There we are, the outskirts of Sisimiut. There we have it, Sisimiut. Woo! Arctic Circle Trail done.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dip my toe.
Dipping your foot in.
Right above the dead fish. Gorgeous.
There are a lot of dead fish down there, but we've touched the sea.
Probably the pesky hikers dipping their dirty boots in the water.
So that marks the end
Killing all the
of
fish.
the Arctic Circle Trail. And it's, yeah, just gone 6 o'clock.
Hell yeah.
7 days,
Just gone 6.
job done.
And that draws our trek to a close. We spent the next 3.5 days in Sisimiut, taking in the sights and climbing the local peak Kangerlussuaq. We ended up staying a day longer than intended as thick fog cancelled our flight, but we got a free hotel stay out of it, so it's not all bad. We left Sisimiut and travelled up to Ilulissat for 2 further days before flying back to Copenhagen on the 13th of August.
expected the world, but it flew away from her reach, so she ran away in her sleep.